Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Checking in. I'm checking in, seeing what everybody's doing. Come on in here. I've been reading today and doing some writing about relationships. Valentine's Day is coming up, so I got love on my mind. I'm thinking about doing some shows about love and relationships. Actually, I just finished a video that I'm going to post in just a minute talking about love and relationships and why is it that if so many people are single and available, why are so many people single? You ever thought about that? If everybody's single and available, then why are people still single? Why aren't people connecting to try to build a relationship or a friendship? Something. That's what I want to know. So yeah, I've been writing about it and reading and writing about it. So it talked about a lot of interesting things in here, and I made some notes. I typed up some notes today, and it said basically people want love, but they don't want to do the work. Because being in a relationship requires you do some work. It's not just laying back being in a relationship. You got to play your part. Okay? It says that love requires that you have communication, okay? Good communication at that. Accountability, emotional effort, consistency. People don't want to do that nowadays. 2026, these people be all over the place. Y'all know that. They don't want no accountability. They don't want to have good communication skills. It says on here, many want, a lot of people nowadays do want the feeling of love. They do want the benefits of partnership. They do want the attention of being in a relationship. But they don't want the responsibility, the compromise, or the growth. They don't want the responsibility. Like I said, being in love and being in a relationship, you are responsible for a few things. If you're in a partnership, it's like a job, right? People don't want to do that. They do not want to do that. And then the growth, sometimes in a relationship, it may take you 10 years before you reach the level of love that you're trying to, reach. Because sometimes you may not even know your partner until 10 years later, because in the first few years, you're just learning each other. The communication might be bad. The infidelities and all of that may be bad. The compromising may be bad. In the first stages of your relationship, it may take you 10, because I've heard people say in their 20-year anniversary how they are best friends now. So I mean, some people don't want to deal with having to wait that long to get connected to someone. I mean, so another thing it talked about, the reason people are single nowadays, they have a fear of being hurt again. Ooh. Now y'all know that's true. A feeling they are afraid of being hurt again. They're afraid of choosing the wrong one. They're afraid of wasting their time. Woo, they're afraid of they're afraid of vulnerability. So what do? Instead of getting into a relationship, they keep things casual. They avoid giving labels. They stay emotionally distant. All that sounds familiar, don't it? I know. I know. All of that sounds so familiar. Keeping things casual. Oh, we're just friends. We can just hang out, but let's take things slow. Y'all know, avoid giving labels. They don't want to say that you're their girlfriend, or she don't want to say that, you're my man. They don't want to put a label on it because they feel like they're going to be locked in with you, and they ain't trying to be locked in with you just yet. So, okay, some other reasons people are single. is the ones that went through healing, the ones that have actually healed or going through the process of healing. They've done therapy, and after therapy, they've learned to set boundaries. They've learned what the red flags are now. Okay. That's why they single, because they met you and they seeing all the red flags that they therapist told them about. That's why they single. It's a lot of stuff in here, y'all. Let's see, what else does it say? Oh, too many options. They call it what? Choice overload is what they call it. 2026, it says there are too many options out there. That's why people are single. They got dating apps. They got, what is it, social media. People hesitate to get in relationships because they don't want to commit, because they fear of missing out. They don't want to miss out on the next sexy woman that they meet. They might meet a fine girl next week, and they don't want to tie down with you because somebody else better may come along. So they keep, they keep themselves single for that reason, where they can kind of move around a little bit if they meet somebody else. Basically, when everything is an option, nothing feels special. I'm doing fine today. How are y'all? Definitely a lot of red flags out there. Even I know red flags. Come on now. We all know. All adults by now should know at least 2 or 3 red flags. But the problem is, even though we know the red flags, so many people ignore the red flags. So many people ignore the red flags. I'm guilty of it. I've done that before. I've ignored. And then when you get out of a relationship and you think back to it, you're like, I saw that in the beginning. I saw a sign of that in the beginning, but I don't know what it, I think in the beginning, you don't feel like it's going to be a serious relationship anyway. So if he is acting a little crazy or ignorant, you don't really think nothing of it, because he's just a friend and you just hanging out with him. But it ends up turning into something serious, and then all the red flags that you saw, but by that time it's too late, because now you love him or her. So, okay, let's see what else it says. Okay, it says just because someone is single does not mean they are emotionally available. That's a good one. Just because someone is single doesn't mean they are healed from their last relationship. Woo! You can tell right off. If you meet someone, you can tell if they're not healed from their last relationship. Do you want to know how I know? The very first few conversations, they talking about their ex. Yeah, because they are still so upset about what happened with that person that they just start venting to you. And I've done it too. I've met guys in the past but we were just friends though. We didn't even date. We were just friends. But the first couple weeks we talked about past relationships. He was telling me about what his girl used to do, and I was telling him about what the guy I was dating was doing. And so, but that, he and I, we didn't date. We wasn't like in a relationship. We just were talking on the phone. But plus I always like a male's perspective. So that's why I was talking to him, because if girls only talk to girls all the time, I feel like they don't really tell you the truth. They just side with you because you're their girlfriend. They don't tell you the truth. But if you get a man's perspective, he'll tell you the truth. He'll tell you. So that's why I used to talk to him about problems and everything. And he was the type would tell you the truth. He would tell me if he thought I was wrong. That's a big one. You definitely got to heal from it. Yes, you do. Because I read an article, I have it here somewhere, where the article talked about it says if you don't heal from your past relationship, you attract people who match your wounds. So if you're damaged from your last relationship and you haven't healed, you end up attracting another damaged person. I've seen that happen. Yeah, I've seen that happen. And some people move on so quickly, they don't even give themselves a chance to heal. And what happens is you repeat the same relationship with a new face. You punish people for what someone else did. Okay. But this is the green light. Okay. If you do meet someone and you're trying to figure out if they're still unhealed from their last relationship, here are a few signs that the green light that gives you lets you know that they may be ready. Okay. If they can talk about their past without getting angry, that's a good one. That is a good one because I remember someone that I dated in the past. Oh, he used to just, oh, I don't know what it was about. It was like, what they call it, oil and water. It was just no blend with us. Everything, he wanted to debate and argue about everything. And instead of me just ignoring him, I was going toe to toe with him. We was just always debating about it. I could say, well, it's going to rain today. He would say, no, it's not. It's whatever. I was like, no, I saw the news this morning. They said it's like a 20% chance. Well, 20%, that's not rain. It was just like, oh my God. So, oh my goodness. So after getting out of that relationship, it was always, I would talk about him to other people and I would feel myself getting that same little tension headache I would get when I was dating him. That same little headache would come back. I was like, no, I can't talk about that. I can't talk. Let's change the subject. I can't talk about that. He was he was a great person, but I don't know. He always wanted to debate every little thing. I'm like, dude, I've never met a man that wanted to go toe to toe about. Most guys try to avoid arguments and conflict. Well, the ones that I met in my lifetime, they don't want to argue. And I don't like to argue. But we weren't really arguing. He challenged everything I said. Everything I said. He always had, I think he did it on purpose. Somebody told me that they think that he was doing that on purpose. Just to debate. He was just a great debater. Just always wanted to, challenge my thought process or challenge the way I see things, how it's like he didn't really disagree. I don't know. So you just have to meet who you're compatible with, But yeah, I just had to share that with y'all. Oh, here's a good one. Why most people don't heal first. Wait a minute. No, not that. It says when you have to take responsibility for your triggers, your trust issues. You have to take responsibility for your emotional patterns. You have to take responsibility for what you ignored and what you tolerated. That's true. That's true because a person can treat you in a way that you don't allow. If you allowing them to be disrespectful, they're going to keep on being disrespectful. If you allowing them to be abusive or whatever, they're going to just keep doing it. But no, I learned that a long time ago. No man disrespect that. Any guy would tell you right now, just don't be disrespectful because she will. Yeah, I don't play that. I don't play that because the reason why is because I don't disrespect men that I date. No, I don't do all of that. So no, you're not gonna talk to me like that. If I'm not yelling and cursing at you, you're not gonna treat me like that. So, which is why so many guys are very respectful to me to this day, because I show men respect. I'm not a male basher like a lot of women. Well, not a lot of women, but some women are they just bash me. I don't do that. I don't do that because I have met a lot of great men. You know, there's always some bad apples you run into, but the majority of the men that I've ever been friends with or whatever were great guys. So that's why I don't male bash because that's not my life. I haven't met a lot of terrible men in my life. So I just wanted to share that with y'all real quick because I've been thinking about, I was sitting in my car on my lunch break today and I was thinking about, well, actually, I was listening to the radio and they were talking about the number. It's just a lot of single people. So I was thinking, like, if it's so many single people out there, if they're single and available, why is everybody single? I could see if it said if that a lot of people are single because a lot of people it's people are getting more people are getting married, which is leaving, people single. But everybody it's I don't know. I know more single people than I do married people, so I do know that. So I was just trying to figure out why single people that are available are not connecting. Sounds like good recipe for headache. And who wants a headache? Uh-uh. Mm-mm. People don't want a headache trying to be in a relationship with you. No. Relationships supposed to be fun and exciting and laughing and having fun and making dates and going out and doing fun things and watching movies together and going to work out together. Making handling business together. Raising the children together. If there's children or adult children, seeing about them, seeing what they got going on. That's what I think of when I think of a healthy relationship. Arguing, don't nobody want to argue. I say that's what the young people do. When you in your 20s and you just trying to find out how to date and you don't really understand what to do in a relationship, you only 17, 18, 20. You don't know what to do in a relationship. All you know is you got a boyfriend. That's all you know. And he's nice to you. And he probably bought you some candy or something. That's all you know. But when you become an adult, supposed to bond and be together. Yeah, that's right. But like I was saying, I know people that, in my experiences, I know everybody's experiences are different, but the people that I know, it was always one person that wasn't right or ready. Every situation that I could think of, one person was ready to commit and ready to do all the things it takes to be in a healthy relationship, and the other person wasn't. And it wasn't always the man. Nope. Nope. I know some good guys, at least 3 good guys that were ready to be in a healthy, committed relationship, and the girl wasn't. She still wanted to hang out at the club and twerking and all this type of stuff. I was like, well, did you know she was like that when you met her? Yeah, but not really, is what they, basically what they say. So I guess when they got to know her, they found out she was different than what they thought. And that can happen too. You think a person is one way, and once you get to know them and get to talking to them, you find out they're wild. A wild child. Yes, you find out later on that they're a wild child. So, yeah. So I was just sitting here reading, writing, and when I get something on my mind that I want to write about or talk about, I get on my desktop and start typing. So I typed up a little something to talk about relationships. So, yeah, because we got Valentine's Day coming up, so we need to start talking about love and relationships. So I just finished another video that I'm gonna post probably tonight, and I'll do another one. I have a whole lot of topics that I want to talk about, and I think I'm gonna pull out all my topics regarding relationships and love and talk about those for the next couple weeks or whatever. So if you're interested in talking about love and relationships, just jump on and we can talk about it. But I just wanted to say hi, y'all. I've been at work all day. I'm tired. I'm about to get off of here and go and eat. I haven't even found me anything to eat yet. I came straight in here and started typing. But so I will check in with y'all another day. When I get another topic, I'll do another video. But I just wanted to say hi. Tasby, thank you so much for joining. I think you were on all of my live. I've only been live like maybe 3 or 4 times, because the first few times I kept trying to go live, no one could hear me. They kept saying, can't hear you, can't hear you. So yeah, take care. I'll be back on. So y'all just watch for me. Have a good night. Bye.